All right, welcome guys, Bronx Crypto. Welcome to Bitcoin to the People. I'm so happy to have you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. So let's get right into it. I want to hear about, you guys and your backgrounds and how you grew up and what kind of got you guys from where you started to where you are now.
Yeah, so, by daytime, we are surgical technologists. We work in a hospital. The reason why we got into cryptocurrency, of course, was him, the CEO of Bronx Crypto, Julio Barrios. He brought cryptocurrency to my attention. I was originally a stock investor. So one day I was at work. I used to work at the front desk before I was a surgical technician. And Julio kept telling me about Bitcoin. He kept telling me about cryptocurrency. I always used to hear him talk about it on the floors that we work on. And everyone just like fooling him around, like, I don't want to hear about that. Bitcoin's for scammers, money laundering. So everybody was just bashing Bitcoin over and over. So for some reason, I don't know, it just rang to my bell. And what I did was I did my due diligence, did my research, and I seen that the one thing that caught my interest was DeFi, decentralized finance. And I'm like, oh man, you can earn money on your crypto. This looks very interesting. And then I started, Googling Bitcoin, the use case behind Bitcoin is like store of value. And that caught my interest in Ethereum, which is the supercomputer, the network of the whole crypto space. So Julio, would you like to share anything?
Yeah, I'm just so proud of my brother Drew. There's a lot of people out there that wish they were sitting next to me that didn't take me for a joke. There were a lot of people I told and nobody believed me. And right now a lot of people are a little skeptical still about crypto, and they're a little discouraged, especially because the market is down. But I'm a veteran at this. I've seen the cycles before, so I'm not worried. And it's a beautiful thing. The way we came together was during COVID.
Okay.
So we've been both investing separately in stocks and traditional finance, right?
Yeah.
And we were always doing options and buying stocks and precious metals. And then a couple years ago, like 8 years ago, I got introduced to crypto. So the beautiful thing about working in the medical field is that we're a lot of smart people. And these people have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And these people, they're always looking for the next thing. What can I invest in? What can I do? What's the next trend? And we just happen to be at the right place at the right time. Shout out to one of our boys, Nick Vrutsky. He's actually Ukrainian, shout out to Ukraine. And he actually put me on, he taught me, and I was just doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Teach people, show people, wake them up, knock on all these doors, like, listen, this is happening, this is going on. And who at this point is like, whoever listens, and whoever doesn't. Like, there will be people that will be rich and there will be people that will be poor. If you understand America is a structure. It's a pyramid. You need people at the top and needs to rain down. So
different classes.
Correct. And when you understand that and you understand money and the way it works, that's when you could maybe take control of your own finances and move in the right direction. And that's why we're here. We're pioneering cryptocurrency in the Bronx. We're from the Bronx. We're from New York, the Bronx specifically. Yeah. We're not like, this is where we're from. There's a lot of people from YouTube. There's a lot of crypto people. They don't even show their faces. They just post things. But we're here. We're outside. We have a community behind us. We have to educate the common man.
Of
this,
that doesn't know
nothing. That's who needs it the most, right? Like the average Joe, a working class person.
Yes.
There's no discrimination in cryptocurrency. Right? We're going from wallet address to wallet address. We're not looking at gender, sex, age, credit score, nothing. Crypto, there's no discrimination. In traditional finance, there's a lot of discrimination. They could discriminate.
And collectors.
Yes.
Yeah. They could discriminate you on your last name and not approve you for a loan in a certain
and
neighborhood.
Your color.
Yeah. Or for your credit score or like, So it's like, how do we have a credit score when we can print money?
Yeah, what's America's credit score?
Yeah, what's
America's
America's credit score?
What's America's credit score?
What's their debt to earning ratio look like?
Correct.
A lot of that.
Yeah. No, so I love that. I love the getting the message out, the waking people up. There was one of your videos, Julio, if I could have like an ounce of your confidence, I mean, I think I would be running for president to turn this country around.
Thank you.
But I think that is, that's something that kind of comes around at a certain point in, for my journey anyway with Bitcoin. I'm like, there's just something when you hit a point of no return and there's like certainty. And you're like, I mean, I'm like, you can't unsee it. You can't like go, it really is the orange pill. Like, you're like, I can't go back to the way things were. And I think that's the same for a lot of decentralized things, whether it's independent media, whether it's independent music, but once things get too big, it's like, it doesn't work for us anymore. So I love that conversation around, the like waking people up. So what has that journey been like, trying to walk people through, like, here is how the financial and political systems actually work in the US, and what has people's like response been to that?
So basically, the thing about cryptocurrency, and as you know, America's in a difficult situation with the rate of inflation at its highest point right now. I don't know exactly what's the percentage of inflation right now, but
more than they telling.
It's about 30%.
They're talking about 10%.
So they're talking about 10%.
They're cooking the books.
Behind the closed doors, it's at its highest peak, but they're not going to give that information. They're holding their secrets and everything. And people need to wake up and understand that, America's in a difficult situation, and we need to do something to hedge against inflation, and that is cryptocurrency. If you build a portfolio and you invest into these right assets, I always say invest into the top 10 cryptos that have utility, and that's the ones that's going to last for the long run, and you'll be good, in the next 10 to 20 years, and, be a part of the new 1%.
But we're not financial advisors.
This is no financial advice. This is educational only.
And the top 10 cryptos move up and down.
Yes.
All right.
But those are the top. We just strongly believe in the top 10. There's other cryptos you can pitch your money
I'm always
in.
surfing for the new top 10.
I diversify, I put my eggs in all the baskets, but if you want to have a solid portfolio, focus on the first top 10. You'll be set for the long run for sure.
And this hasn't been easy. Like you mentioned something about like the confidence. One of the uphill battles we have is that to like destigmatize cryptocurrency, right? Because there's a lot of scams.
Yes.
I'm not trying.
A lot of bad news. The news bash. Oh, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
The
FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. Come on.
I don't want to call out anybody, but like the Paul brothers, like Jake Paul, and they've been like behind a lot of like NFT rug pulls and things like that. And then that's when the Luna, the Terra Luna, the way that
that was a hot mess.
Imagine people investing in something like that. That's when their life savings, and look, they're down to nothing.
That's when the SEC comes in. And it's like, this is why we don't like crypto.
Yes.
This is why and then it makes everybody look bad.
And everybody's scared.
Everybody,
doesn't want to jump into this opportunity, stuff like that happens.
But to get back to what you said, like, I was investing before COVID, but when COVID really happened, there's something going on right now called the mass resignation. And there's like, people are really like tapping into their inner selves and are like, forget this. I'm opening up my own business. I'm chasing my dream. I'm going for it. I'm not like, life is too short. We saw how the whole world just stopped from a virus. And like that.
And to this day, people still haven't recovered from the pandemic.
No. The pandemic was real. We're essential workers.
So we didn't get affected.
We saw it.
For other people and businesses and companies, they got.
You could see it. You could see it when you're walking around boarded up businesses. You could also see just in our interactions, with each other. I'm like, there's been a massive shift that we're living through. And now we're getting all the pauses and things that they put into place. Now it's all, now we're seeing the backlash with inflation.
And the debt is just piling up, pretty much.
Yeah, because they between this whole time they had to prop the system up because nobody's working, the PPE loans,
all that
everything, so and then all that money has to be paid back.
And what's gonna happen?
So that's when
taxes are gonna go up, skyrocket.
Eventually,
our pensions, everything's gonna get affected. So
everything's at risk. So COVID has really COVID was that one thing that to me specifically was like, okay, you need to like go for it. Go for it. And right now, anyone watching this, like it's not too late.
Still early.
COVID or not, believe in yourself, go for it. You can do it. Like social media is a business. If you want to spend your time, uploading stupid videos, twerking and dancing. It's a shame that like TikTok and social media, it rewards you for being a fool.
But when you want to teach financial literacy,
you get blocked,
banned,
or you get banned.
And I've heard that in I think in China, the way that they reward TikTok videos is when you do stuff like when you're doing engineering, when you're doing
America stuff like just BS, man.
It's like
people will freaking pick their nose, get 1 million views. Unbelievable.
It's true. So when you talk to folks around like, hey, so here's how the financial system works. Like I tell people, I'm like, I don't want to turn into the friendly neighborhood conspiracy theory, but I guarantee you whatever's going on is worse than what I'm telling you. Because I'm like, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is conditioning.
This is the year of the conspiracy theorists.
And I'm like, I take no pleasure in trying to find like high risk assets I'd rather just be able to save money and like move on with my life, but like those options are over. So what's the response when you talk to people about like just the government and the Federal Reserve and the money printing? Are people like, really?
We don't really have to talk much because people are in tune.
They're paying attention. They see it.
People are in tune, and most people are conspiracy theorists. And it's messed up that we're getting a label. And nowadays, you get a label for anything. If you're Republican, you get a label. If you're Democrat, you get a label. If you're straight, you get a label. If you're queer, you get a label. Yeah. What's going on here? Why is everyone getting singled out for their freedom of speech and their beliefs? Mm-hmm. And that's when the metaverse comes into play. And the reason Elon Musk is buying Twitter. There's a lot going on.
It's going to be a lot of decentralized going on.
There's decentralization, and DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, have to be the future. That's the future. I think elections should be. Mm-hmm. If the election was on a DAO, mm-hmm. there probably won't be a thing about votes. Too many votes came in out of nowhere, or someone got rid of I don't know how many emails or whatever the situation is.
The thing about crypto, a lot of people, especially the government, SEC, crypto's the truth, man. It shows transparency. It's the truth, man. That's why
because all these markets are been manipulated. Because like, if you understand, okay, in 1970, the dollar was backed by gold. So every other country around the world decided to back their money with dollars. Yep. Not gold, with American dollars. So now that the American dollar is under hyperinflation, every single currency around the world also is affected. So this is a global thing. This is not just, in New York and New Jersey and Florida and the United States. This is global.
That is interesting. It's interesting too. It's interesting too what you said, the person who put you on is Ukrainian. And I'm like, yeah, I find when I talk to a lot of non-Americans, there's people who get it a lot quicker. Who live,
those shout out to those
shout dudes, to Nick, man.
Ukrainians, Russians.
They get it. They get it. They're like, hell no, I don't trust you that money.
They're on another level.
Oh, I have to my light.
So, what is like the biggest challenge that you guys are currently having with trying to? Because you said you're like, some people are going to get it and they're going to ride the wave, and some people aren't. So, with people who are kind of like,
So this is the main problem, especially with the older folks. they want to know, oh, can we touch Bitcoin? Can we touch it? Can we feel it? I'm like, yo, it's not tangible. You know, that's the main issue. Anything you want to add?
I mean, the more people keep using Zelle, PayPal, Square,
Mhm.
all these Venmo, all these other methods of payment, they're gonna notice, they're gonna get into the flow of how like money is just sent all around the world.
And another thing too, when it comes to like sending crypto, when it comes to wallet to wallet, people, get a little scared because if you miss that one digit, your
Oh
money is.
yeah. Don't
So
fat finger that.
yeah, so that's the biggest concern. You have to make sure you copy and paste,
and
but
then
you
look
double
through,
check,
double check. You
or
gotta,
you do a
yeah.
test trial. If you want to
Don't
send
do it when you're
somebody,
drunk.
don't do it
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
drunk.
Don't do it when you're
Make
drunk.
sure
Don't
when
do
you're
it at a
sending your
club.
asset or whatever, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, or whatever crypto asset, make sure you double check that that address from the first letter all the way to the end, because this
Make
times
sure everything's correct.
correct, and then you finalize, and you just do a test trial. You send like $2 in Bitcoin before you send that big 500, that big 1,000. You got to be mindful because cryptocurrency is not a joke. You mess up, it's
Mhm.
gone.
And the other thing is that everybody wants to get rich quick.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna put $100 in, I'm gonna put $1,000 in today, and then next month I'm gonna be rich.
Yeah, it doesn't work
And
like that.
especially when we just got hit with a bear market out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Because the market was going good, everything was,
stock market is down too. The whole economy's down.
to
So
me, in my opinion, the crypto market is being dragged in from traditional finance.
exactly.
Because
Yeah,
there's a
there's
lot
still
of
like that
people.
correlation.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a
Because
lot of
if
people.
when the crypto market is up, the stock market is up. So they definitely have a correlation together as well.
But the thing is that people in traditional finance, rich people, they bought Bitcoin. They're into the hype. They're not stupid. Don't think these people
Listen,
are stupid.
all these rich people got a piece of Bitcoin for sure.
And
especially
then,
when it drops, especially
and
right now
then
at this
they
price.
come around, and when you start to get this market reversal, they start to sell off because I'm a long-term holder. I
Me
believe
too.
in Bitcoin.
Mhm.
I'm not selling my Bitcoin anytime soon.
I'm not selling until I get life-changing.
Now, I do have other Bitcoin that I buy and trade every day.
Yeah, you have those
Right?
cryptos
There's
there
two
that you
different
can
things.
swing
Yeah.
trade.
And this is I don't want to plug ourselves in, but this is why we have a course. This is
No,
why
plug
we
yourself.
have
Plug
a
yourself.
website.
Come on.
This is why we teach. This is why you can see us on bronxcryptoinc.com.
Yeah.
This is why you see us on Bronx Crypto Instagram. We walk
We
you
have a
through all these
platform. We
steps.
have a Discord platform where we have all our investors. We give weekly
We
plays,
teach NFTs.
stocks, crypto, NFTs, domain names. We teach it all. Tune in.
Yeah, and it's growing. This is actually big. I can't really talk too much.
We have a lot of things brewing.
I
especially
see on your Instagram. That's why I was like, I gotta talk to these guys before they're like way too famous.
Yeah,
There's a
so
lot
you
going
caught us.
on.
You caught us.
So I'll get to say I knew them when.
So right, a lot of people want to just get rich quick,
Mhm.
and it doesn't work that way. And so let's not get lost. A lot of people in traditional finance got into Bitcoin. They were holding this Bitcoin, and then we hold for a long time. But at the end of the day, it's about making money. You're here to invest, and if you see your investment going down, you can't be emotionally attached. You gotta let go.
Yeah.
So
You
these
got to
people,
put your emotions to the side because, especially with the crypto market, it's very volatile, and we know the cycles. We've been in this for 8 years plus, so we know how things are running. I haven't been in 8 years, but he's been in it. But I've been in like 3 years or so. But I know the cycles. This is the best opportunity to accumulate. I call this accumulation
because they're selling off.
Yeah.
Right. So they sell off, and then now the whole market is panicked.
And
we
then-
got the terror thing. Everything's going on. But now it's true what you're saying. That
And the
now
biggest
is the
mistake
time to get
that
in.
these people do is like Bitcoin all-time high. What was it? 64,000, 67.
Yeah.
And now it's at 31, and people
It was
shy away.
69.
69,000, and people shy away from buying it now, which is sitting at 31,000. It's almost, come on, more than 0.5% off. What's wrong with you? Buy
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, and then when
Don't
it's
buy
back
when
up,
it's at
Nah,
50.
and no, yo, there's a lot of fun. People want this shit to go down lower. There's people
One
like
of our
Eight.
affiliates.
I'm people. I want it to
One
go
of my
low.
affiliates said it's going to 8K.
people want 8,
8,000.
people want 10, people
I
want
want 8.
I want 8.
Bring
Let
it
me
down.
tell you, Bitcoin could go to under 1,000. I'm not gonna stop buying.
Go to $2.
Because the way that I look at it is, I'm like, it is Bitcoin or it is overly decentralized central bank digital currency hell on earth. So for me, I'm like, we're either going up with the rocket or we're going down with the ship.
The thing is, I don't think they're gonna allow it.
I mean, like at this point, I'm like, yeah, I just don't, like I said, I'm kind of at the point of no return in my mind. I'm like, I don't think we can go back.
No, I'm like Leonardo DiCaprio right now at this point. I'm going with the boat. We gonna make it or we going down?
But I feel personally, my personal opinion, I don't think it's gonna go that low. I think like
I don't think we're going that low either.
I don't think it will either.
They don't want the retail investors to get Bitcoin. Trust me, they don't want a regular person.
They don't want the little
Bitcoin.
people.
They don't want the little people owning
to
Bitcoin.
get in,
They're gonna be like, oh my God.
Because everyone's it's gonna really open up a big opportunity.
Big opportunity. So I don't think it's gonna go lower than 10.
And I mean, no one knows.
No one knows.
But there's good support in the 20s, in the mid-20s.
Big support.
There's big support there. So I
haven't seen it below 20 in a long time.
And it's hovering over 30 now for quite some time.
30.
And the longer we stay there, the longer it becomes support.
It gets stronger.
And then the faster we get to the halving, and the faster we get to 100K.
That's another thing, because the supply is going to get scarce. You know, whoever's watching and doesn't understand crypto, they don't know what we're talking about.
They don't know what we're talking about, but you definitely could go to www.bronxcrypto.inc and find out more.
Exactly, because it's not something with Bitcoin. There's no Bitcoin in under a minute. I'm like, people we're so used to instant gratification, and the opposite of Bitcoin is instant gratification. So, it's a journey. And then at a certain point, once you think you know everything, you're like, wow, I actually don't know shit. I actually am going to be on a continuous journey forever.
And one thing I want to point out, so we obviously went to the Bitcoin conference in Miami, and I recommend everyone watching this video, we're going to be there for next year, and we're going to be outside, and we're going to turn up. And I recommend, even including you, I
went this year. I went this year. I went this year.
I didn't see you.
I mean, there was a lot of people there.
Yeah. So we should go next year.
We'll link up. We'll definitely link up. And I wanted to connect with you guys, because I don't know if you guys have seen the Bitcoin Day that they do from like multiple cities. So there's an organization called Bitcoin Day, and they go to different cities to do a one-day type of mini conference. And I'm like, I would love to do like a tri-state, sort of Bitcoin Day, because I know there's like a few meetups. We're having a meetup here in Jersey City this week. So I'm like, yeah, I would love to be able to.
This week? What day?
Yeah, on Thursday. So if you guys want to come, I'll send you the link. But I mean, it is in Jersey City. It's a bit of a hike.
We got something big for Thursday.
All right. I'll keep you
posted. Let's get it. If you have any information,
any future plans, please share with us.
Let us know. We definitely
we
pull up.
We pull up.
All right.
We're from the Bronx. We're not scared.
I love it. I love it. All right. So I have a very important question for you guys, because you are, representing New York. What is the message that you have to New York around Bitcoin and mining?
Okay, so the message I have to specifically Anna Kellis, that's the Congress lady that's pushing the bill up in Albany to halt Bitcoin mining for 2 years so we could figure out the environmental resources. I get it. The thing is that there is a lot of other ways to mine cryptocurrency with green energy. And there's a lot of other companies right now doing it, like Mara, Riot, these are the stock companies, crypto mining companies. They're already using, hydrogen energy, solar energy, to mine these cryptos. So my concern is that there's a lot of regulation in New York.
So much. There's so much.
And to be honest, sometimes it feels like the regulation only regulates the good people and not the bad people. I don't want to bring gun control into the mix, but it's like all the criminals don't have bail and they got guns, but then we're law-abiding citizens. We can't authorize a Second Amendment.
Yeah.
But, you know, the reality is, I think if we put a halt in Bitcoin mining, a lot of the future jobs that our kids could benefit in, like blockchain, you know, mining, hydropower, energy. I feel like these are the jobs of the future, and they're just gonna flee. They're just gonna go to Jersey. They're gonna go to other states that have less regulation. So
Yep.
I feel like, you know, there's a lot of people that are gonna miss out, and I feel like in 2 years, the way the crypto market is, each halvening, each cycle is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So if we got all this halt, we might miss out. If we don't start mining this thing, the next time we look at Bitcoin, it could be over 100,000, and then, you know, it's like we working from behind now instead of being at the forefront.
Yeah.
So I just really reach out to all the politicians. We've been talking to a lot of people like Vanessa Gibson, the borough president of the Bronx, Richie Torres,
We're
couple
gonna
other
be
people.
meeting with Eric Adams, the New York City
Yeah,
mayor.
you guys really have to get him. Do you understand Bitcoin mining?
Yeah, I mean, he's the crypto mayor,
he's
so
the crypto
we're
mayor,
gonna
so-
see how much
He
he
is.
knows.
I will say though, you know, he's like, I think he needs to understand it better so that he is not taking, like, saying things that are showing
No,
his
it's
level.
not that. It's not that. It's that he's got Wall Street. He's got, this is Gary Gensler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got Wall Street right in his backyard. So
Yeah,
it's
so he
not
gotta be
that
careful.
easy.
He can't
It's
really
not
pull the
that
trigger.
easy. We mentioned a lot of things earlier about, you know, it's not as easy.
He has a lot of people
What
behind his
crypto?
back.
No, like this is not a joking matter.
No,
Like,
I'm not laughing at that. It's funny. It's real.
What cryptocurrency is trying to achieve is trying to overthrow the traditional finance system that's been in power, the Rothschilds, everything. I don't have to say anymore. This is not going to be an easy battle.
Oh, it's definitely not.
So people, if you want to get into crypto, it's fun. It gives you an outlook, something to look forward to. And if we really want change in our daily lives, we got to hit them where it hurts, and that's their pocket.
Yeah.
The more that we get more familiar and more comfortable with taking, you know, cryptocurrency is bringing the barter system back. I could finally send money to Drew without anybody in the middle. I don't need Chase. I don't need Citibank. I don't need TD Bank. I don't need anybody.
Cuts out the middleman.
Yeah.
You know, so this is something serious, and it's happening. It's going to continue to happen.
And the thing is, I want to point out, if you guys don't see it, you have the Los Angeles Lakers, the arena changed to crypto.com. That's a huge catalyst. You have Gucci accepting crypto. You have Balenciaga accepting crypto. And as you go further and further into the future, more and more institutions, more and more brands are going to start accepting cryptocurrency. So you know what you need to do? Get on board right now.
Yeah, no, it's true. When you see some of like the smartest minds in the world, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I could see not getting it.
All the signs are there. You just got to get on board, educate yourself, join Bronx Crypto. We teach, we break it down to simplest form. We have 2 courses. We have a stock course, a crypto course. We break it down. You see the flyer? There it go. Bronx Crypto.
Scan that.
Scan that. You know, we got Bronx Crypto merch. We got the hats. We got the shirt. We got it all. We're just trying to spread awareness, pioneer cryptocurrency for this. We're trying to bridge the gap between Silicon Valley and the disenfranchised. We're just trying to put our people on, you know, and
I love it.
Yeah, because
that's
you know,
traditional
finance has not been inclusive.
Yes.
And even right now, like everybody's, you know, excited about Amazon, the Amazon split. I get it. Yeah, I get it. But for the common man, you have to have a significant amount of capital.
Yeah, that's the thing about
to make a dent, to make some significant capital.
Yeah.
But with crypto,
yeah,
you might not need so much.
Yeah, with the assets of crypto, the prices are so cheap. You got, for example, XRP sitting at 39 cents, has potential to reach high numbers after the lawsuit, and it gets listed back on all the exchanges, you know. And we at Bronx Crypto know how to get access to XRP if you ever want to know. we know how to get it, since
Yeah,
it's
because
banned on all
in
exchanges.
New York, you can't get it.
We have
No, I know. I tried to send a friend a link to sign up for Strike, and she can't use it because that's why a lot of the companies have relocated to Jersey because we don't have the bit license requirement.
Jersey. They go into Jersey.
They're all in Jersey City. So yeah.
So we have access
yeah.
to XRP. So all the users and watchers, if you guys want to get some XRP, hit a Bronx Crypto. We
Jersey.
My husband's gonna be DMing you guys. Like, oh, where can I get it?
got you. No problem, man.
Yeah.
It's all about who you know, and we're connected with a lot of crypto millionaires, billionaires. So it's a blessing.
Cool. So I have one more question that I ask everybody because I like to get a well-rounded perspective on this. What is something that concerns you about Bitcoin, crypto, that maybe enough people aren't, worried enough about? What are we not paranoid enough about? Like, what could go wrong?
Good question.
What could go wrong?
Because I know we all got like starry eyes and we're like, yes, we're doing this shit, and we are, but we gotta like.
I mean, I think in my opinion, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
I think there could be a couple hiccups around the way. There could be a couple, network crashes. There could be, maybe other hacks like we had. But I'm more worried about traditional finance. They got a real mess going on. The country, listen, I don't have a horse in the race, but to all the Republicans, if they don't have anything to say on gun control and on birth control, I don't think half the country wants, they're not even gonna listen to anything they have to say. That's number one. Number two, what are we doing with Ukraine? What are we doing? China is at brink about to attack Taiwan and Japan. What are we gonna do with our foreign policy? On top of that, we don't even have half of the country back at work. People still want to work from home. People still want to be remote. On top of that, we have mass fucking shootings every week. People getting gunned down. You still have faith? You still want your money in the control of these people who don't even care about your kids getting shot at school? In the future, everyone, this has nothing to do about politics. But in the future, everyone's gonna want an alternative, a different, something that's not connected to any government.
That brings freedom.
To any fucking politician that you don't like, that you can't stand. This is the beauty about cryptocurrency. People don't understand. It's letting us communicate, send money. It's giving sovereignty back to the citizen. We've lost that. And now it's time to get it back. And I hope they don't shadow ban this episode. I hope they don't, there's a lot of things, a lot of people don't want to hear this message, but it is the truth. People need to hear it. There's a lot of things like, I don't want to veer off of cryptocurrency, but it's like, how can we allow the FDA to like sell soda when it gives like 20 million people diabetes every year? And we let cigarettes get sold, and it's like gives cancer to everybody. It's like shit is all backwards.
It's all a business.
Shit, everything's all backwards. Yeah. So it's like these are the corporations that control America, that give lobbyists money, that put people into power. These are the people that tell you that your gas tank is $6 a gallon, that your milk costs $7 a freaking because you want to drink almond milk instead of soy milk. Unbelievable. Like this is reality. And people need to start waking up.
And people need to understand the prices are going to go higher and higher. You go to the grocery store, $100 is getting you nothing. Talk to the people.
How's Jersey? How's that George Washington Bridge?
How's that
no, I mean, you know what? It really, I mean,
you used to have cheap gas.
Oh yeah, no, not anymore. Now, I mean, it's not $6, but it is like, I think it's like $4.59.
Oh, you guys must be like up to here. You guys must be like, I'm done with this shit.
No, it's really wild. And I think you make some, really valid points, is that's like, this is nothing personal. This is just like the facts that like,
It's
you know,
gonna
everything
continue
that's
to
government,
happen.
everything that's
Not-
government run is kind of like, it's falling apart.
falling apart, and people don't see it. They need to wake up and, you know,
And
stay in tune, man.
and it's starting to trickle down, like the shit show from above. It's starting to trickle down into society. It trickles down into the workplace. You see how people are divided and in their stances and just every day, no, it's just like it's different. Things are different now.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't ask some, you know, no, you got to be like being delusional to be like, oh, well, this is how it's always been. I'm like, no, it hasn't.
No,
No, it hasn't.
it's different now. So we have to get used to this digitalized world that we're heading to. And it's just watch when they flick the switch. It's just gonna happen. Once you hit, when you hear like Starbucks is accepting this crypto
Bank,
and
TD
Amazon
Bank, City
and
Bank.
this and that, then it's gonna be like, oh, it's normal. It's normal.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So I want you guys one more time to plug all of your stuff, your classes, where people can find you, and I'll link to it in the show notes.
All right, so basically you can check our website at bronxcryptoinc.com. We have a stocks for beginners course. We also have a crypto for beginners course. Also, if you go to our website, you go to services tab, you can definitely get our Discord payment.
And check out some merch.
Check out our merch.
We got
as
our
well.
hats, we got our shirts, we got hoodies.
And our Discord, to break it down, is basically a platform where all our investors, we give out stock plays, crypto plays, we give out all the crypto news. I have a bot giving out crypto news 24/7. So you know the price of Bitcoin, know what's going on in the economy, know what's going on in the crypto space. And it's just a community with all our investors coming together, helping one another, just trying to uplift the whole community. And the main message, I just want everyone to win.
And when we got into crypto, like we were into crypto doing our thing, but when we looked, like we noticed nobody was doing this in the Bronx.
Yes.
Like, you know, shout out to Earn Your Leisure. Shout out to
Leisure,
you know, Wall Street Trapper,
Wall Street
Investment,
Trapper,
all these
Mr.
new
Florence.
people, Bitboy Crypto.
So,
They all got their own things in their
but
own and
no
their
one
own
really
spaces.
captured a borough, and we had to just make this something very inclusive for our people in the Bronx who need it the most.
Yeah, and it's really been beautiful to see the acceptance from the community. Like sometimes you see people driving by us in their car and they go,
oh, I love that.
It's real.
And when I could say, like, we really launched a year ago, and like all the love, all the hype, and it's just a blessing. And
the future is bright.
The future,
you know, we're excited,
really bright,
and we want to use this technology to really solve problems. It's not just, I can't speak on too much because a lot of it is contractual, but there's a lot of things that we can do. It's not just about buy this coin and you're gonna make all this money.
And one thing I want to point out for the viewers, everybody's watching, is that one message that resonated with me from the Bitcoin conference is that only 1% of the world has cryptocurrency and crypto wallets. So if you really think deeply, imagine that number is at 5%, and just imagine the price of Bitcoin.
That's 5x.
The price of Ethereum.
So
just imagine
20. That's 100K Bitcoin. If it's at 20, at 30,000, that's $150.
So it's like
the math is not that crazy.
5x.
The math is crazy. So imagine it goes to 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. Come on,
really
you could be a part of the new 1%. And another thing that resonated with me is that, I don't know which speaker it was, I totally forgot, but he said if you have 11 grand in Bitcoin right now, you'll be part of the new 1%. You will be a part of the new 1% if you have 11 grand on Bitcoin.
Yeah, so sell your used car and buy Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but
find 11 grand. You'll be all right.
You'll figure it out. Yeah. Sell stuff online, flip stuff. Help start an app to find cheap gas prices.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Gotta have a backyard sale or something.
Yeah, I have a garage sale.
Exactly.
A garage sale.
A garage sale. Sell some
bikes.
goods.
I know there's a lot of Pelotons y'all not using out there.
And another thing I want to point out too. Instagram, man. People on Instagram, all the flashy dudes thinking they're getting money. And
there's a lot of capping on
So listen,
there,
there's a lot of people thinking they're getting money.
There's
they
a
got
lot
nice
of
cars. They sleep on couches and all this bullshit. Listen,
Yeah.
stop living a fake lifestyle. live a true lifestyle, join Bronx Crypto, and let us elevate you and uplift you.
No,
and
like
educate
seriously, like we're you know, pension workers, union workers, like
you.
we out
And that's
here,
another
like,
thing
you
people
know
don't
what I'm saying?
understand.
Like,
We're just not the people, like, we're just not on Instagram talking shit. We have good jobs. We save lives on a daily basis. We're
yeah, like
surgical
we don't
technicians.
need your money.
We don't
Like
need your,
we do this on our own.
we just do this on our own to help the community. We're not
We want to
here,
grow and help people,
you
teach
know,
people.
and we're charging a cheap price,
Yeah.
25 a month.
Yo,
You got dudes
yo,
that's freaking charging
500,
thousands of
5,000,
dollars,
I've heard, like
thousands of dollars, and they're not learning shit.
they
And I'm
don't,
charging
yeah,
25 a month. And that $25 a month, you could potentially make thousands of dollars. We made a housekeeper 35,000.
from just taking one of our plays that we
Wow.
didn't
And
even
he wasn't a member, just off the strength, off the love. Here you go, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, and it changed his life. So I want people to tune in, look into Bronx Crypto, and we also have a Twitter, Bronx Crypto, INC.
Yeah, because Twitter's where it's at.
Twitter's where all
Twitter's
the
where it's at.
crypto,
Twitter is like
crypto,
where it's
all
at.
the crypto
Twitter's where
whales.
big people's
It's a
at.
great community.
Twitter.
I
That's
recommend.
why Elon want to buy
Bought
it. He's
Twitter.
probably like, this is where everybody's at.
Yeah.
Buy it.
So they even have a Twitter crypto breakfast club, like Breakfast Club 106.1.
Yeah.
They have a crypto breakfast club. And
So wait, hold on, time out. I thought you were a dynamic duo. I thought it was
We
you
are,
and-
but my husband needed a haircut. He was like, I'm sorry. This is the only time he could squeeze me in. He's like, I'm sorry. I gotta go.
I know.
yeah, we would love to meet him next
I know
episode.
the feeling. Yeah, we should do a part 2.
Yeah,
maybe
definitely.
Come on,
Yes.
we can talk a little bit more.
So he's using the crypto, like a lot of assets, or how did your crypto journey begin?
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
crypto
Talk a little bit
journey,
about you.
our crypto journey began learning about it probably like 2016, 17. And then we started getting really into it with the pandemic. So we had always been investing in the stock market. He is actually from the Netherlands. So he moved here from Amsterdam a couple of years ago. And yeah, once we moved in together, we were like, all right, once we were married, we're like, all right, this is like the next natural step. Let's get the money right and start doing those things. And then, yeah, probably after like 2 or 3 years, we were like, you know, this is kind of boring. Like just they set it and forget it, you know, investing. And once we were ripe for like something like Bitcoin once the pandemic came through, because we were like, we're looking for something a little more asymmetric. We had been in real estate, mostly real estate stocks. And yeah, then from there, we, you know, we're buying a little bit here and there. And then we just had like, I guess, you know, what people call the orange pill moment, where we were just, you know, just nothing was sort of the same. And I think we needed the pandemic to happen. You needed to kind of live through, you know, just whatever the past 2 years have been. And yeah, it sort of shattered our reality. Also because, you know, his family is all in the Netherlands, and we were like kind of going through the same stuff as like my family here in the US. And we're like, yeah, it's very different to be going through COVID and then the same kind of like social, just like insanity. And yeah, once we were, you know, once you start reading history, I think you start connecting all these dots to where we are at this point in time. Also, you know, with just our, so he's half Indonesian, and I'm like really going off track, but hear me out. He's half Indonesian, and Indonesia was colonized by the Dutch, like, you know, hundreds of years ago. And so my mom's family's from Puerto Rico. And, you know, for us, you know, you follow the history and you're just like, holy shit, you know, like the colonization and history, just like staying, like keeping those, the currencies don't really stand a chance, and the decentralization versus centralization. And then you read about more and more uprisings around the world, and you're like, this all has to do with money. So if you look at the Arab Spring, you look at just any of these uprisings. So I think that was like really the point of no return. When we stopped looking at finance and economics and started reading history, we were just like, oh my God, we know these stories. We've been, you know, we know them conceptually, but not from a financialization perspective. And yeah, ever since then, I mean, I'm like, yeah, we're so far deep in it, like following, I don't know if you guys seen that chart that Ray Dalio has, where he kind of points out different points of history, you know, before an empire falls. And we were just like, oh my God, we're in the money printing part. Like, but there's a safety valve this time. where, you know, previously it's just been, yeah, you don't really have that protection.
So how'd you get into like broadcasting, having your own show, podcast?
You know, we were talking about stuff so much, like around Bitcoin and history and all this kind of stuff. And people were asking us questions, and we were like, why don't we start documenting this? Because we probably sound a lot smarter than we are. Like, we're just on a journey, we're just accumulating. And yeah, I was like, you know what? I think eventually I want to work in.
You're pioneers.
You guys are pioneers. Man.
Anybody who's buying crypto right now still, you guys are pioneers.
You know, and it's funny, Julio, because now this time around, last spring, we were, you know, it was like, oh, once it was like dipping off, and now I'm like, I don't even notice anymore. Like price, I'm like, I'm just past that point of like, that's just the detail. At this point, it's just, you know, it's a rounding error detail for me. So yeah, we just wanted to start documenting, and then I wanted to talk to other people, you know, who were in the space, but not like super, you know, like the big, super famous people who are on stage at the Bitcoin conference. I'm like, I'm interested in everyday people. I am, you know, I'm not about celebritism and all of these things. I think it's fine, but for me, ultimately, the story is about everyday people making it happen. It's like way more compelling for me.
That's dope. That's
sounds
dope.
great.
That's
We love what you're doing. Thank you for reaching out.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for making the time. No, I so appreciate it. And thank you for asking me about
podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna link to everything. BronxCryptoInc.com.
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. So we'll link to it. And yeah, thank you guys again for your time.